Last weekend, it was officially announced that Jon Watts has stepped away from the MCU's Fantastic Four movie. Back at the Disney Investor Day in 2020, I believe, Kevin Feige announced the MCU Fantastic Four movie, and that Jon Watts, the director of the MCU Spider-Man films, was going to be directing this Fantastic Four reboot. But then last weekend, the news broke that that's not happening. Jon Watts has decided to step away from the project, and that they're now looking for a new director, which of course led to so many fans wanting and suggesting, John Krasinski could star in the movie as Reed Richards' Mr. Fantastic and direct the movie as well, since he is also director like with A Quiet Place and stuff like that. So that was a big theory going around, and a lot of people were actually thinking that was the reason that Jon Watts stepped away, is because Kevin Feige got John Krasinski, and they're like, hey, Jon Watts, we'll give you some other cool project, but for now, Krasinski's taking this one. And that's what a lot of people were thinking. It was kind of like this big conspiracy theory. But now we have some information that may prove that neither one of those is true. It's not Jon Watts directing this movie, and it's not John Krasinski directing this movie, but possibly Bryce Dallas Howard. Now, this is interesting because this is information coming from post on 4chan, which of course isn't usually that reliable because it's an anonymous post. Literally anybody could post it, but at the same time that also means that it could be some leaker within Marvel Studios. So, of course, take this with a grain of salt, consider rumor for now, don't take it as confirmed, but this post is saying that Bryce Dallas Howard is in the final talks to direct the MCU Fantastic Four movie. And that actually, they're in the finalized stages of this so that it will be officially announced within the next few days if it does actually end up going through. Now, even more interesting is that the post even mentions that if she does actually end up directing this movie, it is likely she would also star as well, presumably as the Invisible Woman, aka Sue Storm, the wife of Reed Richards. So, that's an interesting choice. Definitely not anything I saw coming. But what I saw coming even less after this information here about Bryce Dallas Howard possibly being the director of this movie and also starring in it as the Invisible Woman is that John Krasinski is not going to direct the movie, but the post says that he still will be involved in this, and he still will return / star as Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, in the MCU's Fantastic Four movie on the main prime universe of the MCU, but that he will actually also executive produce it as well. So he's not going to direct it, he's just going to star and executive produce the film, which I think works. I think that works pretty well. And this is something I really want to see because John Krasinski is literally perfect for the role of Reed Richards' Mr. Fantastic. So to have him in this role for the MCU would honestly be just amazing. So I really do hope that this is how it works out. And when it comes to Bryce Dallas Howard in this situation, that's something that gets me even more excited about this because she's a choice I never even would have thought of for this directing role and also for the role of Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, because, I was thinking more along the lines of like Amanda Seyfried for Sue Storm, but Bryce Dallas Howard, especially when it comes to the directing, she directed the best episode of the Book of Boba Fett and some of the best episodes of The Mandalorian. So seeing her work over there in Star Wars and seeing her acting in like the Jurassic World movies, that's something that would get me really excited to see her take on the MCU's Fantastic Four and what she can do with this franchise, and also what she can do with the role of Sue Storm. I think that's something that I'd be really interested and intrigued to see how that would play out in this movie and within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But guys, what do you think about this possibility of Bryce Dallas Howard directing and starring in the MCU's Fantastic Four reboot movie with also John Krasinski as Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic? So guys, you can let me know your own thoughts on this in the comments below, but for now, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.